Let's see if we can get a few more signed in before we begin tonight's selection of random tests and activities. So this is interactive, so play along. And hopefully I'll be able to see plenty of your comments. Hello Kelly. Hopefully you can all hear me nice and clearly. We have 5 different areas we're going to cover tonight. Hello Adam. Shall we make a start, guys? Happy birthday. So the first section is extrasensory perception. Thank you, George. I'm sure you've come across the Zener cards before. I'm going to select one of the 5 at random, and you need to guess, psychically of course, which one you think I'm holding up. First one, please. Any guesses, guys? Well done, today's ASMR. We had a square. I'm going to put that back into the pack and select another one at random here. Are you ready? Plus symbol there. Okay, next one. Thank you, Reboot. We have the star there. 2 more goes, then we'll move on to something else. Okay, these are all random selections. The circle there. One more, please. Okay, what's your thoughts? What is your extrasensory perception telling you here? Blue cup bear. Jamie was right. It is a square, not fried bacon. Okay, your second extrasensory perception involves me selecting a card from a standard deck. I'd like you to tell me what card you think this is, please. From a standard deck, 9 of diamonds we have. Any other guesses? We have a 4 of clubs, ace of clubs. Somebody's got it right already. That would be Denix. I tricked you there. That is the Joker. Okay, I'm going to play nicely now. No more tricks. I have 12 picture cards here. I have 4 kings, 4 queens, 4 jacks. As you can see, there's no tricks. I'm going to shuffle the deck. So from these 4 of each type of picture card, please select what you think that card is. Here's your first one. What do I think of Sancho being back? I think it's a good call. I think they need to bury the hatchet. But I don't think Sancho and Rashford can play in the same team. So both occupy the left side. We have a few saying Queen of Clubs. Close. It's the Queen of Spades there. Now I'm going to leave this one out of the deck, so your chances are going to increase. Okay, your next one here. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. 10. It's the King of Spades there. Your next card, please. Rupert, excellent work. The King of Diamonds. Okay, I think we'll do one more. What picture card are you perceiving? We've already had the Joker. This is the Queen of Clubs. In fact, I'm going to do just one more. Okay, 10 seconds on the clock. Well done, Reboot. And somebody else, I didn't catch the name. The King of Hearts there. Excellent. So that concludes the extra sensory perception section. Next, we're going to do a very brief quiz. Now, this quiz is called Who Am I? I'm going to give you some clues and I want you to say who you think that thing or person is. First is a human. So, let's see who can get this the quickest. They were born in 1987. They have won an Olympic gold medal. Not Gareth Southgate. Not Jason Statham. And this person is Argentinian. Let's see who gets that first. Argentinian. Gold medal. Born in 87. I'm Big Full, correct. Lionel Messi. Second mystery person. I'm Canadian. I'm a singer. Not Justin Bieber, but you're on the right lines. Close with Shania Twain. Third and final clue. Blue Copper's got it. Think Titanic. Drake was not in Titanic. I don't think DiCaprio is a singer. Vixie Rose, well done as well. That is Celine Dion. Person 4. I'm an actor. This person is an actor. Not Joe Biden. Now, I only recently found this out, but there is going to be a Gladiator 2, which I'm very excited about. Apparently this actor is going to be in Gladiator 2. Not Russell Crowe. Not Alec Baldwin. Not SRP. Not Pedro. Somebody's got it already. Well done. I missed that one. They've starred in the films Flight and American Gangster. Correct, guys. We have Denzel Washington. Brilliant. Okay, fourth one. This is a music band. I must say one of my favourites. Now this band was formed in 1991. Not ABBA, not Linkin Park, not Oasis, not the Pixies, not Nickelback, not Nirvana, Audio Slave now, not U2. Second clue, this band is from Los Angeles, or formed in Los Angeles. Formed in 1991, Sophie. Somebody's got it, excellent. Not Chili Peppers, not Metallica, not System. Tracks include Balls on Parade and Gorilla Radio. Excellent, Nick. Not Take That. Ross, correct. Krabby Patty, correct. Dark and Vivid, correct. That is Rage Against the Machine. Okay, section 3 from Pandora's Box is another quiz. I recently did some famous landmarks in a video. I'm going to show you some more famous landmarks, and you must tell me what that landmark is. Just getting myself set up. So first of all, here's your first landmark. Greetings from Barcelona, my friend, thank you for that. Brian, correct. That is the Amazon River there. Just bear with me. Second landmark. I'd like to think these are fairly easy-ish. Parker, correct. Not the Matterhorn, not the Alps. Mount Everest. Okay, another one, famous one here. You should all get this one. It is not the clock from my grandma's living room. Yes, very good. Big Ben, guys. Easy. Let's see who can get this next one. Somewhere you might often find SRP. Nobody's got it yet. E and M, correct. I know that you know me, E and M. That is the Bullring in Birmingham. I did give you a clue. Right, I have visited this one on a very hot, I believe, July or August day. My feet were burning. Have a look. Vincenzo, correct. That is the Vatican City there. I think it was about 11 years ago I was there. Okay, sticking on the same lines. Kyle, correct. Yep, you're all getting that one. That is the Colosseum in Rome. This one is very beautiful, in my humble opinion. Bruce Lee kicked Chuck Norris's ass. Okay. Not the Taj Mahal. it is India, of course. My Dad Donahue, correct. No, it is not IKEA. Seems to have through a lot of people, this one. The Taj Mahal looks a lot different to this. Reboot, correct, as well. That is the Golden Temple. We're on to number 8 next. We're looking at the building in the centre, taking pride of place. This is not IKEA. It's not my house. Well done, Red Lemon Kaula. Not Burj Khalifa. The Empire State Building. Now this landmark I have visited. It is located in one of my favourite cities. I think I was there in 2011 and I loved every bit of this holiday. Building and city, if you can. Barcelona, correct. Yep, I think you're all on the right lines, except for that person who is at Hogwarts. Hogwarts, sorry. Sagrada Familia, Barcelona, very good. Now let's see who can get this one. I don't think anybody's going to get this one. Are you ready? It's not my house. Whose house is or was this? Everybody's gone quiet. Not Richard Hammond's house. Not Zuckerberg's. Not Blair's. Not Fawlty Towers. Not Ozzy's. I think I read something Carl has got it. Not Epstein Island. Not Elvis's house. Not Ramsey's. This house is the house of Katie Price, or I believe the former house. Does anybody know what nickname it was given? Correct, Johnny with Han. It was called Mucky Mansion, belonging to Jordan or Katie Price. Excellent. I underestimated you guys. Right, this one is going to be a bit of a guess because we don't have smell-o-vision. But these videos are always popular and I wanted to include it in this Pandora's box. It's a smell test using some herbs, and the normal disclaimer applies. There is no Bob Marley amongst this collection. First herb. Try not to show you the label. No, this is not reggae. I have not been to America, but I would have very much liked it. These are all green herbs, guys. Green herbs. I see some of you are finally along the right lines. Not catnip, not rosemary, not sage, not oregano or oregano. Sage. Okay, next one. Let's see who can get this. I bet nobody's going to get this. It's not basil. Not thyme. Not mixed herbs. Not mint. Not garlic, not mint, not parsley. Oh yes it is, sorry. We had it. Somebody got parsley. M7's just got it as well. Excellent. Maybe worth me showing you the herbs first. A little bit of a clue. Okay, here we go. What are we thinking there? Yep, somebody's got it. Mikey. Sorry, I'm not catching these names. Not only are the names disappearing quickly, but they are also hard to decipher. I have mint. Not Chinese five spice, not basil, not coriander, now somebody did say this for a previous herb we used, correct, marjoram, not marley. Now this herb to me has a licorice scent to it. I actually used it in a chicken soup once and it came out really well, considering I don't like licorice. Not aniseed, not parsley, not basil, not fennel. Correct, Constance Cooper. Smells licorice. Of course, tarragon. It's tarragon. Two more, and then I'm going to read you a story. One of my favourites, along with rosemary. No, Erica, it's not Bob Marley, I've already said that. Excellent, Lewis. Thyme. My favourite fresh herb is definitely coriander. Final one. pesto. Correct, Mikey. Your clue is pesto. Yes, we're getting it. They're coming in. Of course, basil. Now it's time to relax, take it down a notch. Now, if you do not like scary stories, feel free to say goodbye. But I'm always getting requests for them. So I thought I'd incorporate it into this video. Considering I'm a fan of horror and the paranormal, I'll select a tale from one of my favourite books as a child. Night Frights. I'm going to set the mood. Okay guys, it's a crinkly book, but I'm going to select the tale called Coming to Get You on page 36. If you're ready, if you're comfortable, let's begin. It was one of those October nights, cold and windy, that makes you want to crawl under a blanket. But as soon as you turn off the lights, you can't go to sleep. That's what happened to Beth and me. We were staying alone in her parents' cabin, which was right in the middle of a big forest preserve. Beth's parents had driven into the city that night to go to the theatre. They promised to be back as soon as possible, but that couldn't be before 2 o'clock. I was worried about the idea of Beth and me being all alone in that small cabin surrounded by big shadowy trees. But Beth acted as though she wasn't scared at all. Just before her parents left, they threw a few more logs on the fire and put up the screen. They told us to leave the fire alone and let it burn out. If we got chilly, we could just go to bed. After they left, Beth and I sat on the big bearskin rug in front of the fireplace and played board games and talked. The fire burned fast and hot for the first 2 hours. Then the logs started to crumble into ashes, and the orange flames died down into glowing embers. The wind outside had grown stronger and was whistling around the house, blowing through little cracks in the walls and chilling us to the bone. I started to shiver, although I don't think it was just from the cold. Suddenly, the idea of where we were all alone had started to prey on my mind. I remembered how far down the road into the forest we had travelled without seeing another house, and even during the day the trees around the house hadn't looked beautiful and comforting. They were big pines with long, ragged limbs, covered with needles. Looking out the window now, I could see their limbs flapping in the wind like ghostly arms. Beth, can we go to bed now? I asked. I knew my voice was shaking, but I hoped she wouldn't notice. It's not that cold, she answered. Anyway, I can make us some hot chocolate. Okay, but could we just take it up into the loft and drink it in bed? I pleaded. I like being up there at night. It feels warm and secure. I think you're scared, Beth said, as she went to the kitchen to make the hot chocolate. Don't worry, you'll get used to being in this place at night. I used to be really afraid when I was younger, especially after that kid from town told me those stupid stories about this place. I sat on the floor by the glowing embers of the fireplace, turning over Beth's words in my mind. What stories was she talking about? And did I want to find out? Curiosity and fear started churning my imagination into terrible thoughts. Finally I realised I had to ask Beth about the stories before I drove myself mad. What stories were you talking about? I asked, my voice shaking again. Just forget it. I don't want to think about them. Here's the hot chocolate. Help me carry it up to the loft. We can crawl into the covers there. Anyway, it's always warmer right under the roof. As Beth turned off the lights in the cabin, I walked over to the ladder that led up to the small sleeping loft. The loft was a wooden platform built across one part of the room's high ceiling, which came to a peak on top. I scrambled up the ladder first, suddenly feeling as though I had to get away from something that might be chasing me. I reached down and took the 2 cups of hot chocolate from Beth's hands. Then she followed me up the ladder. We settled into the thick goose down comforters on the loft floor. There was a small window beside us that looked out into the tall trees of the forest. Several of the trees were only feet away from us, where we sat in the loft. Look, a full moon, I said, gazing at the silvery disk in the sky. Oh, Beth said with a sudden gasp. I didn't know it was time for a full moon. What's wrong? I asked, turning my worried eyes to her. Does it have something to do with the stories? Forget I mentioned them, Beth said sharply. Just forget it. I turned away, feeling angry, and stared out the window. We sat in silence for a while, both not wanting to be the first to talk. Then suddenly we heard something that made both of us stare at each other with wide eyes. It was a clawing sound on the outside timbers of the house. Scritch, scritch, scritch. For a few moments I was too scared to say anything. I just sat there waiting for the sound to come again. But I heard nothing but the moaning of the wind through the trees. Did you hear that? I asked Beth. What was it? Beth just scrunched down further under the comforter. By the moonlight, I could see her face. It looked scared. The sound came again. Scritch, scritch, scritch. This time it was on another side of the house, by the front door. Beth, did your parents lock the front door? I asked, my voice choking with fear. Yes, she said, and I double-checked it. I could tell how scared she was. Her voice sounded tight and strange, as though she was feeling really sick. Oh no, she said suddenly, and grabbed my arm. The kitchen window. I remember seeing that it was open a couple of inches. My dad forgot to close it after he burned the steak tonight. Oh no, what if that thing keeps moving around the house? It could get in through the window. I started to feel even sicker. We've got to go down and close that window, I said, reaching over and shaking Beth. Come on, you've got to come with me. I dragged Beth to her feet and crawled over to the ladder. As I started down the rungs, I heard the sound again, moving around the house in the direction of the kitchen. Scritch, scritch, scritch. I heard a choking sob come from Beth's throat as she stumbled down the ladder after me. We stood in our bare feet on the cold floor and froze to the spot as the sound rasped against the outside wall of the house again, this time nearer the kitchen. Sorry guys, scritch, scritch, scritch. What if it's the werewolf, Beth said, her voice shaking with horror. That's what the stories are about, a werewolf. He comes out on nights with a full moon. Fear gripped my body until I felt deathly sick. But I knew I had to get to that kitchen window before whatever was out there did. I grabbed Beth's arm and pulled her towards the kitchen. The sound was louder now, coming along the outside wall. Scritch, scritch, scritch. We walked into the kitchen and saw the window standing open. I forced myself to walk over to it. Just as I reached to slam down the window, I saw a hairy arm with long pointed claws reach through it into the room. I was too afraid to scream, but Beth shrieked with horror at the top of her lungs. I couldn't think with that hairy arm coming at me through the window. I just slammed down the window and the arm with all my might. There was a terrible howl of pain from outside. Then the hairy arm jerked away, and I heard heavy footsteps running into the night. No, 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 Beth screamed out of control as we stared at the place where we'd seen the horrible arm reaching out to get us. I don't know where I found the feeling of calm, but I reached up and locked the window. I looked out and saw a big, shadowy figure limping off into the night, howling to the moon. It's gone, Beth. We're safe, I said. But what if it comes back? Beth said, her voice choked with fear. Don't think about it, I said. Then suddenly all I wanted was to get back up to the loft. I started to run and Beth followed me. We climbed up the rungs of the ladder as fast as we could and huddled under the blankets together. Beth was sobbing, but I finally got her to stop by telling her that the worst was over. We were safe for now. Then we heard the sound, scritch, scritch, scritch. It was the sound of claws outside the kitchen walls. Then I heard the window being forced open, scritch, scritch, scritch. Now the sound was moving from the kitchen towards the living room. No, Beth screamed, no. I clamped my hand over her mouth. Maybe, I thought, maybe it can't find us in the dark. But it had to be quiet, perfectly quiet. Scritch, scritch, scritch. In my mind I saw the hairy arm coming towards us through the dark. Beth was shaking so hard I had to hold her still. Then I heard the claws at the bottom of the ladder. Scritch, scritch, scritch. It was climbing the rungs one by one. Beth and I huddled together against the wall. We could hear the beast coming closer and closer. Then there was a sudden flash of light through the window. It shone like a spotlight on the top of the ladder. And I saw the hairy arm there, coming to get us. The lights were from Beth's father's car, and he saved us just in time. It's been a long time since this happened, and I'm almost back to normal, except at night, during a full moon, when I hear funny sounds in the house.